What's up, everybody? So I'm getting on to the FTR by Indian. So this is the carbon version, and me being 5'7", I'm on my toes, but the bike is extremely light, so not a big deal. We'll go ahead and fire it up. Okay, there we go. So he said, we prefer you to keep it into standard mode because sport mode becomes very responsive for the throttle and you'll end up popping a wheelie without realizing it. So that back brake is kind of short. I'll reach for it trying to find it. So he said, follow the yellow arrows. So go over controls while we're sitting here in traffic. So you got your engine start button here, press and hold. You've got your high beam to low beam switch up here on the left. You've got cruise control, which is awesome. Wouldn't figure a bike like this would have cruise control. You've got a back button for this little display. You've got your left and right turn signal all on the left side, as well as depress to get your hazards, and your horn over there on the left as well. So I stopped seeing yellow arrows, but I'm just gonna keep riding this way and we'll see where it takes us. Traffic is pretty hectic right now, but yeah, so this is the carbon. Very nice looking bike. So I would say, in a comparison to a Harley, this would probably be in line with the new Sportster S. Would be somewhat of the equivalent of this FTRS 1200. A lot of people have tried to compare the Scout Bobber to the new Sportster S, and I would say that's not a fair comparison, just due to engine size and everything else, and style. I really wouldn't consider the new Sportster S a bobber. I would say the Nightster that they just released, I would put that in the category of the Scout Bobber. Those foot controls or foot pegs are kind of slippery with cowboy boots on. We're just gonna keep on going. So yeah, so I would say the Nightster is probably in the closer to the same category of the Scout Bobber, and then you obviously have like your Sportster 1200. That would be in a similar category as well. So we're just gonna get out here. Oh yeah, she moves. She gets. Woohoo! That was a little spin of the back tire and slide there. And that's in standard mode. Woohoo! That was fun. Went a little sideways on me. I like it. I like it. Alright, so just keep going this way. Oh yeah, this thing moves. Said stay in the right lane, then we're gonna hang another right. This thing will get. So 6 gears, 1 up, or sorry, 1 down, 5 up. This little sucker moves. And I like how small it is. Like nimble, light. I mean, you can really flick this bike around. Very nice. Obviously you have the really big mirrors sticking up off the handlebars, so probably get something a little smaller, a little more streamlined. Would look a little bit better, but that's stock mirrors for you, so is what it is. Not too concerned about that. So he said just ooh, this sucker gets. Oh my god, I want one. It's like it reminds me of my dirt bike days. Back when I used to ride dirt bikes, like this thing is just moving. Make sure I'm recording all this. I am. This thing just, I mean, it snaps up. The throttle response, even in standard mode, is just, I mean, there's a very little bit of play in the throttle without engaging it, but I mean, that's in 6th gear. I mean, if I were to drop a gear, good Lord, this thing is awesome. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, you saw back there, I just snapped the throttle when that car turned when I was still coming out of the bike rally, and I mean, she just spun that rear tire and went a little sideways on me. This thing has got power, and I like that. I want a small, nimble bike again. Like, I love the Street Glide, and I am 100% satisfied with my purchase, and that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a bike that I could go touring with and be comfortable on. But having a bike like this, just for like your ride around, run around, have fun on, like, oh my goodness, this thing is amazing. I really do like this bike. I mean, she's comfortable for what she is anyways. Like, yeah, you're kind of a lean forward position. You're not as bad as a sport bike. You're more of like that naked bike style lean forward. But she is got plenty of power, even in standard mode. We're gonna get around. I mean, this thing just moves. But this thing moves. And she's so light and nimble, and she's stable too. So like, it has cruise control. So let me figure this out real quick. All right, so hit that. Speed limit 65, so I'm gonna come up to 70. Set that. And I mean, look at that. She's so just nimble. I love it. I think I went too far. I think I was supposed to turn on that other road back there, but I'm having fun. And it's not a lead ride, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And he said if you hit the causeway, you've gone too far. So, I don't know. We'll see. He said there would be arrows. I didn't see arrows. I mean, God, this sucker moves. So overall impressions of this bike, I mean, you can kind of hear my excitement in this test ride. So overall impressions though, I mean, it is a very, very nice bike, very smooth, very comfortable for what it is. Like I said, I'm more of a forward lean position, but overall, I mean, this bike, it is very, very comfortable to ride. All right, so I'm gonna come right here. Oh, this is into a school. I don't want that. I'm gonna cross back over to the left here in a second. And we're just gonna pull Yui. That's the causeway, so he said I went too far. I didn't see yellow arrows to tell me to turn anywhere, but oh well. We're just gonna head back down the road. I like it. And like I said, with the size of it and just how nimble it is, it reminds me a lot of my dirt bike days. Just small, torquey, extremely lightweight. Quick to cancel. I gotta remember that. Harley has a turn signal on each side. So this left to right is a lot like a sport bike would be, all on one side. And it's click to cancel, and me having been on my Harley for so long now, I keep forgetting that it's click it to turn it off. Like press in, don't press the same turn signal again, it doesn't cancel it. Where a Harley, you know, right turn signal is on the right grip. When you want to turn it off, you just click that again on the little arrow. So I'm pushing towards the arrow, but it's not canceling it because you just depress the entire button. Yeah, so normal switch for high beams, low beams, flash. This is to kind of cycle your screens or your modes, I think. So that's bringing up that screen. So now once on that screen, I have no idea how to like switch. Maybe it's all just touch screen. So traction control, phone, music. Apparently there's music, so you can Bluetooth like a headset to this and have music. Let me speed back up before people get pissed off at me. Let's click into sport, let this sucker load, see if it'll load on the go. So it doesn't look like it'll load on the go, just back to standard. It might have to be stopped, I'm not sure. And so here are arrows telling me to turn back on this road. So that's like the other direction, which is weird. Oh, it did switch to sport. There we go. Let's see. So he said it changes throttle response. Doesn't actually do anything to the engine, it just makes the throttle more responsive for you. So just wait for this truck. Ah, come on. Oh, I got a red light. Whatever. Back up. Good enough. So very, very fun bike. Would be an awesome just like run around town on, have fun. They make a rally edition of this, and that has like kind of like knobbier tires meant for a little bit of off-roading. Oh yeah, that is definitely a bit more responsive on the throttle there. Let's go back to standard before I get back, let that load. So this bike is a lot of fun, So there's also a rain mode if you get stuck in the rain or end up encountering rain. So the Harley has that too, and with one of the storms that I came through this morning, I actually did switch it over to its rain mode because it was a bit heavier of rain. And all it does is it just changes the response of like the throttle and everything else, so it's less likely to break traction in the rain. So this thing is a lot of fun. And I mean, you can probably just like really get over. Yeah, lean angle is, there's no real like sharp turns here for me to check lean angle, but how high this is and how high the pegs are, like I'm sure you could lean the heck out of this bike. So back to, would I buy this bike? Absolutely. I've been wanting to get another dirt bike anyways. I miss the days of of riding dirt bikes, and this just reminds me so much of a dirt bike, but just so much more power. And like buying this model, which is the sportiest model, it has this you know, touch display on it. Like this would be an amazing bike, and then just put like the FTR Rally wheel or tires on it, so you have a little bit knobbier. That would just be absolutely amazing. Like I would love that so much. So yes, I would absolutely buy this bike. This thing is a lot of fun to ride. And like I said, I mean, I think the price point on this is like close to $20,000, so it would not be a purchase that I would be doing anytime soon. But I mean, it looks so good, and it's got so much power. And like I said, it reminds me of my dirt bike days. And this would just be like having a dirt bike again. Like I said, put those knobbier tires on it from the FTR Rally, and this thing would be absolutely amazing. Like get a little off-road with it, just like the Pan America, kind of set it up to be on-road, off-road. This bike would be a lot of fun, a lot of fun. So I'm just sitting in traffic now, trying to get back in to park this bike. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video and I'll see you back with the next test ride. Bandit out. Alright, so we'll do a walk around of the bike now that we're back. So you got the carbon fiber, you got the little cover for the back seat. That does come off. There are rear pegs. You've got adjustable rear suspension, Akrapovic exhaust, Akrapovic. It is still pretty quiet with that massive cat region right there, but I'm sure they make some aftermarket head pipes to get rid of that whole other muffler catalytic converter section, which will really make this bike sound a lot better. But she is a good looking bike. Sorry everybody, I realized I didn't do a sign off from that test ride, so I just wanted to hit a quick sign off for you guys for ending that video. But if you got any questions about the bike or anything like that, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section down below, and I'll do the best that I can to answer them. And if you like the content that I'm putting out, you like this video, hit that like button for me, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. It would really help me out. And as always, stay safe out there, keep the rubber side down, and I'll see you on the road. Bandit out.